Better do a big epic reveal of what we're working on today. Today's adventure, Chase here, and you guys saw Chase in the last video. I helped him fix his front end on his tractor. Found himself a very beautiful specimen. A Sperry New Holland Haybine 489, unless it's missing a sticker. And it could be 489 something or 580, who knows. Anyways, he called me or sent me a message one morning earlier, and he asked, do I know anything about New Holland Haybines? And I think I responded along the lines of, yeah, they're supposed to mow hay unless they're broken, and then they don't mow hay. So he said that he pulled, how'd you find this one? This is father-in-law's. And how long do you think he's been sitting in the field?
At least 6 years, 7 years.
6 or 7 years been sitting in the field. And so he said something might be wrong with the wobble box. For you that don't know what a wobble box is, it turns a circular motion into a back and forth motion. So this spins on the PTO, and then that wobbles right there. That wobble is what drives the cutter bar down there on the bottom of the haybine. So we went out there one night, kind of dove into it a little bit, and realized that the wobble box had 2 bolts sheared off in it. So 2 bolts had sheared at some point. 1 bolt was missing, so there's basically 1 bolt holding on the wobble box. So we ended up taking the entire wobble box up and out of there, which wasn't that big of a project. It went pretty darn smooth. And then we sat here and we spun it, and obviously I did this earlier. I don't see anything really wrong with that. It feels smooth, feels good. So there's a few things that we got to fix on this. And this thing might run for the first time this decade. Well, definitely this decade, since it's 2020 now. In 2 decades, we could say 2 decades. So let's get to work. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do here is we gotta reinstall the wobble box. And before we reinstall the wobble box, we oiled the sickle bar to make sure the sickle bar was somewhat freed up. There's some stuff missing on the sickle bar, so we're going to fix the sickle bar up. And what we're gonna do here is take off the sickle sections and the rock guards that are either broken, bent, or loose, because instead of using bolts to hold the sections to the sickle bar, it actually uses rivets. So we're gonna try and see if like some of the old John Deere sickle parts that we had, or even some of the MacDon parts, will fit into this bar. Then they'll be held on with a bolt and a nut versus being riveted on there. But take a second. If we get this thing put back together, do you think it will mow or grenade right there in the field? Let me know in the comment section. I think it'll mow. I think it'll mow. For how long, I don't know. First tree stump you find.
Yeah.
Well, don't move when I gotta whack it.
Oh.
Did it move?
No.
Ready? Oh! This is why it's better to run the hair and not the butts. Did it break it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the easy way of doing it. Stop. We'll just go get another 20-cent bolt. It's like, sit there and spend 2 hours trying to get a rusty bolt off. Hit it with number 3. Chase has done an excellent job of taking off the sickles and stuff. I've done an excellent job of making sure this chair didn't get up off the ground. So now we're gonna make sure that it's free before we stick the wobble box back in here. To do that, you're just gonna whack on that a little bit. Give her a tap, see if she moves. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at that. I'll send it back your way, hold on. Let me find myself a hammer. Yeah, I don't think we got any issues there. Yeah, that's good. Send it back?
Yeah.
I think we can drain the oil that's in this wobble box. Drain it. Try and shove the wobble box back in there. Son of a gun. Oh, and part of it spins that you have to hold on to.
Yeah. 110 pounds.
How much is it?
110.
How do you know that?
That's what it said on the internet.
It's a fun fact.
Big old bee nest in here.
All right, don't let that thing drop on your head. All right, watch your hand.
Well, hold on.
I'd swing that sucker. Oh, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, hold it.
Hold on, man.
Oh boy, I only got all I got's that filler neck to hold on to. We need to get it into that star bit. Is it in there?
Well, it's holding it. Hold on. We're gonna have to
Wobble it?
Yeah.
Wobble it, wobble, wobble, wobble. Look at that!
That's me.
Okay. See, it's still... So Chase, let me see here. He's been filing away here on this washer because you need a special washer for this wobble box. And I'm just standing here kind of chatting, or just standing here waiting for him to get done filing on this thing. And I kid you not, I look down and here's this washer just hanging out right there. And it's like, there's this special washer that he was gonna have to order.
You know how much that is?
How much was that special washer?
$13.
$13. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll sell you this one for $6.50. So what we're trying to do here, the wobble box is kind of in its home, but right here is a bolt hole, right there is where it needs to go through. So we need to get this thing lifted up here and then put the bolts through and start the bolts. But when I'm jacking on it with the lift, or the jack behind there, is that it's turning it this way. So we're gonna reposition it, try and just actually lift on the crown nut, put a board or something like that underneath it. That way it doesn't booger something up. But that's what we're trying. We really don't know what we're doing. We're completely flying by the seat of our pants.
Okay. Is it making it a little better, I guess?
You know how you get rid of those reels on mowers? You get a disc mower. When we took this apart, like I talked about earlier, two bolts were sheared off in the wobble box. So Chase took it to somebody that was more skilled than I am to be able to extract those bolts. One of those bolts was so badly broken off in there that you drilled it out right and then just retapped it to a bigger size bolt.
Yeah.
So the issue is, so now he's got to drill out a hole so that we can get the bigger bolt. It's a 3/4 bolt. Now we're going to go through this and hold on to the wobble box. Probably not a bad deal to have a little bit bigger bolt in there. But we've got one started. Wobble box is going back on.
We're almost through, so it's catching on the inside. Ow. You man.
Chase is gonna crawl out of there with a black eye and I'll go to work tomorrow or Monday. What'd you get in a fight with? Oh, I got in a fight with a drill. Drill squeezed in between the hay behind.
Yeah, sharp things everywhere.
Lane's mowing. Hold on, back her off. Where does it need to go? Oh. Serial number 69, 87, 79. So it might be a 79, or it might be a 87, or it might be a 69. There might not be any of those.
Might be old.
So it might be old too. It might be old too. I would say it's old. Just how old is the question. So we finally got the bolt reamed out in there. We're still haven't gotten that first one started. The issue we're running into is we could get the bolt in there, so we threaded it in, it'd push out, so it didn't want to start. We're gonna try it again and again. Are we having fun yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. If we pull it out, And you got kind of wiggle room.
Tell something. It's either cross threading or they're killing her.
Yeah, we got her. I want 3 grunts.
3 grunter?
Yeah. 3 grunt torque sped.
Maybe.
There's 2.
That's saver, good. Keep tight.
Alright. So it should.
Stroke that thing out.
It's got a little slop in there, but it's not bad.
I can use my impact. Maybe I'll grab it and fix up. Obviously, you know. Right there.
You can see now.
Oh yeah.
They can see clearly now. The grease is gone.
That one started.
It did?
Yep.
Probably clean them out good. That one I don't like how it's. To continue forward, we're going to have to fill the wobble box up with the 90 weight. Hook a shaft up here, put a chain back on, put the reel belt back on. But first, I think it's time for a pickle break. Okay, we were getting ready to put the chain onto the chain drive here, which I can show you if Chase will kind of wobble it around a little bit. Well, initially we thought maybe because the bolts sheared off on the wobble box is why it was causing issues. Well, when we went to put this on, it's completely loose there, so I was thinking maybe it was a bearing or something. I mean, that should not move. So that chain and belt will not stay on there. We look through here to wobble that again. Right down here in this corner, you can see it's just broken its welds essentially. So what we're gonna try and do, or what I'm gonna try and do here, is we're gonna spin that around, get that thing to suck back in there the way it should be, and then we'll hit it with some hot weld real quick and see if it'll hold. It ain't gonna be pretty, but okay. Whew. We won't look at those welds. But does it spin true?
Yeah, it's great.
It spins true. That ain't half bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Go into your groove. There, it's in its groove. Now I should be able to pick it up, pry it over. It should snap down into home. We continue on here. I think our to-do list is getting shorter and shorter, unless we find other things that are wrong. Right here, this all thread, it's busted off. It goes down here to this part, and that's what gives the actual head kind of a float to through the field. So we got to rip this thing out, all weld like a bolt onto it, chop it off, then or a washer. I don't know. We'll figure something out to put it down on there. Probably a bolt head so you can screw it in and out. And then we have to reconnect a PTO shaft that's back here on the back of the mower, which Chase has just grabbed. Probably needs to get cleaned up. We got to put it back together. Chase just added 90 weight oil to all the gearboxes to make sure the oil levels are good on the gearboxes. The only thing that we have a question about is if we're going to need to strip all the rubber that's left on that top roller off. We're not too worried about it. It's like it's either gonna flap and bang like a flat tire, but we'll find out when you guys find out. Come on, girl. Is that on 3?
Yep.
That's on 1. It's on 2.
You were on 2?
Yeah, I was on 2.
Oh, give her the... Oh, you're going the wrong way now. That
No,
might
but-
help. Yeah.
Oh, here. Hit it with some chain lube or something. Well, we can thread it all the way in. Oh. That was oddly satisfying.
That was awesome.
If any of you know what the proper tension is on a spring like that, put it in the comment section below, because we got no clue. So I don't know if this is supposed to be like a measurement or something, or if like the gaps are supposed in the spring are supposed to be a certain distance. It's definitely holding up some of the weight now. So, but I don't know what it'd look like if it drops. I don't know if it's supposed to go further down. Let's do a little more. PTO chef, you must have put some juice on it, huh?
Yeah.
Think it's gonna work? Well, it's time to see if she's gonna do what she's meant to do. Bandit, you do not need to ride with me. We're just going over there. You do not. He's gonna get in here. I knew it. I knew it. Hey, you sure this new Holland's gonna be able to withstand the power of a green machine?
Well,
Think it'll work, Wayne? All right, hey. I'm gonna turn it on, and then I'll turn it off real fast. So we'll just see if it kicks over. It moved. It moved. I couldn't tell if it, huh? It went. Watch out, let's do it again. It ain't blown up yet. Let's go see if he'll actually cut something. I was just about 2 seconds from recording. Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen with this, but I don't think that hydraulic hose is gonna last. And sure enough, we got ourselves a Sears fountain of a hydraulic hose here. We'll turn the rope and we'll see if it'll cut just the top off. There we go. I'll give the camera the chase. I'll just drag it around. It's not gonna drop down to the ground, but if it cuts through the top of that stuff over there, it should mow regular grass. Hold on, I'm gonna turn it over. It's that conditioner roller.
yeah, it's taking it off.
That's violent. We need to cut that off. I thought it went to pots right there. I sped it up a little bit, but we got to pull all that grass out of there.
It's moving.
That's a huge chunk of rubber.
Is it this one right here?
Yeah. I'd say we might be. It looks like it's gonna work. I think we just need to take the rubber off of it. Well, congratulations, you got yourself a mower out of the bush and into the grass. Well, we're going to take the rest of that rubber off of there, but I don't think we're going to do that tonight. So thank you guys for hanging out with us down here in southern Iowa as we fixed up Chase's New Holland 488, some number. But like always, we'll see you in the next one.
And I drilled a hole through it so I could put a carter key through it. Works great.
Yeah, it works.
Work. Don't come off. By you moving, backing up, the force of it doesn't wear the bolt out. That's what happens is them get wore out because of moving and the pressure and stuff. So my brush cutter does that really bad. So I made that bolt. Never had a problem since.
That'll work.